Hi, thank you so much for accepting to take this call. Really appreciate it. I am Kishore. Before we proceed further, do you mind giving an intro of yourself?
Yes, why not? As you know, my name is Hema, and by profession, I'm a teacher. I have done my post graduation in Hindi honors, and I have also completed my Bachelor of Education in Australia. And I'm working as a teacher in Australia. And besides, I have a channel on YouTube, which is the Art of Speaking English. That is all about me.
Thank you. That's a lovely introduction. So, as I mentioned, I am Kishore. So, I teach English through YouTube as well. So, this is the second channel that I started. The first one is Net Learn English, where I create cartoons and then I make stories, and through that, I teach English because I feel stories is one of the powerful medium to
Mm-hmm.
learn English or any language, to say that. So this channel I started because I felt, I can interact with people all around the world. So, and also like, if someone wants to have conversation, they can have free of cost, right? They don't have to pay anything because in India, I know like
Mm-hmm.
they have to like pay subscription and then do all those things. So I felt this is at least what, however I can help people, I'll be happy to do that. And that's how I got to know your channel as well. While I was looking, I said, oh, you're also doing similar thing. You are way ahead of me because you have 240 subscribe, I think close to 300 subscribers, so I just have like three. So long way to go.
Um, I think you just have just started. That's why maybe after 2 months or 3 months you will have more subscribers, more than me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not worried about because it's just
Mm.
anything
Yeah.
like it starts from scratch. Because the other channel I have right now is like more than 8,000 subscribers, but that too started from one or zero, right? So it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to worry. From your journey, you said you did your post graduation in Hindi. From there, you went to Australia and did Bachelor of Education, and then you're teaching there. But how was that journey? How difficult, or what all things that you have gone through to come to this stage?
Yeah, as I told you, I have done my post graduation in Hindi honors, and I was aspired to be a professor in Hindi. But after marriage, I have to come to Australia because my husband inclined to come to Australia, so I had to come with him. And after coming him, it was a big challenge for me because at that time we had no home, nothing, no house, no financial things. It was not strong, and my husband, he was looking job, and I was looking also job because I wanted to help him, even though I knew that language is different, culture is different. But I thought I have done my post graduation in Hindi honors. At least I have some education, so I can just do something. So I was looking some kind of courses. So I got to know about teaching courses, and I thought, okay, I just need to start my career as a teacher here. So first of all, I done my certificate in teaching and then diploma. And while I was doing diploma, I got scholarship to be a teacher. So then I have done my post bachelor of education in Australia. While I'm doing my education, and while I was doing my degree here, through that it was easy for me to learn English because I was fully engaging in English content, listening to the lectures, and also I was writing my assignments. And moreover, I was even speaking. Speaking is very important aspect when we need to develop English skills. So I was speaking because I had to explain all of my assignments and all these things. So that way, it helped me to improve my English speaking skills. And after getting job, I got the environment. I was all the time. I was speaking in English, even though I was thinking, am I speaking English right or wrong? Because I had no previously English background, nothing, and there's no one to correct me. But still, I continue. I wasn't feeling shy, or I had no any kind of fear that what people gonna say. Are they gonna laugh at me or something? I said, no, I need to just say. I need to just fully concentrate on my job, and somehow I have to settle here. I need to help my husband. Otherwise, it's gonna be very hard for us. When we go back to India and we say, "Oh, we didn't do anything," and people they say, "Oh, look at them, they came back." So yeah.
Yeah, I know, like from what you said so far, I think it's mostly through practice that you learned
Mm-hmm.
English. It's
Mm-hmm.
people have like different ways of learning, but you had no choice but to learn English. But and also you had an environment, right, where you had to interact with people, and only when you are put in a tough situation will become better, will learn more things.
That's
But
true.
as you say, like, since you said all the struggles that you had to go through initially, I think sometimes people think like if someone is living abroad, it's like bed of roses. It's not the case. Especially when someone is abroad, they have to go through a lot more struggles than in India, right? They have to start from zero. When you go there, it's you have to start from zero, and then after the initial struggle, and by the time one gets a job, and then they buy a house and all those things, I mean, step by step. But
Yes.
that's the toughest part. But what was your mindset at that time when you were going through that phase?
That time I was fully concentrating on my, career and job, and even though I was thinking, look, I had at that time I had nothing, and I was thinking, no, I have to establish myself. I need to prove myself, even though I'm facing these challenges. But these challenges, it when I get reward from the people, yes, you're doing good, and I got the job and all these things. I thought, yes, it is good. Even though I was working hard during the day, I used to go job, and night time then after coming home, because we don't have any servants here, I used to do household chores, and after that during the night I used to study, and then again we have to get up, because when we go job here, especially you work with the children, you need to make sure you stand on your toes, and here we have so many rules and regulations. It's really hard to follow, you know. So something
I
happened,
know.
little bit happened to the children, we are responsible for that. And as a teacher, my license renew every year. If there's something mistake, something happened, then I would be fired straight away.
Yeah, I know, like the rules are very strict in abroad compared to India. I think in India, people take things for granted. Like, those days, I don't know if
Yeah.
it is happening now, but those days when we were kids, teachers used to punish us. If we do something wrong, they used to
Yeah.
hit with a stick or a cane or give us some harsh
Mm-hmm.
punishments. But
Mm-hmm.
such things don't happen abroad. It's if
Mm-hmm.
someone does it, they have
Mm-hmm.
to face the consequences, right? It's not same.
Yes.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure, like, though you from Hindi to you switched to English, you did all the courses and all those things. But how was it for you to learn the culture? Like, for example, like this is the way the kids should be raised, or this is the way the kids should be taught how to handle. How did you learn that part?
I think since my childhood, my mom and my parents, because I was in Delhi, I was not in my own culture. Because basically I'm from Uttarakhand, but I was in Delhi. So since my childhood, I embrace all the culture, because in Delhi you see lots of culture around. You have Punjab, you have Haryanvi, you have Madrasi, and all the culture there. So it was easy for me, and I wasn't like that kind of person who just particular after their one particular culture. No, I have to follow my culture. I just see people need to be a good human being. That's all for me. So I even told my boss and all my colleagues. I say it was easy for me the way I raised. My mom, she raised me. It helped me to embrace the culture here. So I never differentiate to, okay, I am Indian, they are Aussie or this. I just see what they are from inside. If the inside they are good, if I connect with that person, if I connect with their vibration, if I learn from them, if I can teach them, that is big enough for me. So
That's the ideal way to think. I feel like, people usually they talk about racism in other countries, but I
mm,
feel there is a lot more racism within India than any other part of the world. Because in India they
yes,
differentiate, oh, you are from this state, this language, that
yes,
language.
yes,
You are rich, you are poor. But whereas in abroad, whether someone is rich or poor, the standard of living is almost pretty much same, right? They are like, but they don't differentiate. I think maybe
mm,
that's one of the reasons, like, it
mm.
wasn't much of a difficulty for you. But since you mentioned you are from Uttarakhand, like Uttarakhand, I heard a lot of good things. I think it got divided from Uttar Pradesh, right?
I think so.
Oh, oh, so
You know
Uttarakhand
what
is
happened? Yes, yes. I'm not really like a. I know I am from Uttarakhand. I need to know have proper knowledge, even though I don't know how to speak in my language properly. Because my mom said no, you need. Because my mom, she used to celebrate all the festivals. When Lodi come, Punjabi festivals come, Punjabi food and all these things we used to eat. So we never ever thought, okay, we have to follow just our culture. They are different people. We are different people here. And even I am here teaching in Australia, and children come here from different backgrounds because Australia is a multicultural country. So
Yeah.
here we need to treat everyone regardless of their culture or languages, what they speak. So that is our job responsibility.
Yeah, yeah, it's not. I mean, as a teacher, one has to be like impartial, and I think they shouldn't think. I think that's what you're doing as well. That's very great to know. And so you said you've been in Australia for 10 years or 12 years, right?
More than 16 years, would be 16 years, yes.
Wow, 16 years. So do you miss India then?
I do, yes. Before
Okay.
I was so busy. When I came to Australia, I was so busy. Even my husband said, you don't miss your friends and family, you don't want to go. I said, no, I have to settle here first. I need to prove, yes, I can settle, I can do that thing. And then I will think. Yes. I had no time before. But when COVID started, when COVID came, from that time, I had so much spare time. Everybody got, I think, spare time at that time. So I had spare time. Then I thought, oh my goodness, I had friends. Where are they gone?
Yeah.
So from that time, I started missing India and all this culture.
Yeah, I think COVID had a huge impact on everyone's lives, and not just you. I think for everyone. Uh,
Yes.
we started being in our own area. I think that was a time when everyone could think
Mm,
about themselves,
mm,
what to do, because so far everyone were going at like 100 kilometers per hour. Suddenly everything came standstill,
mm.
and then that time
Yes,
when started reconnecting
yes.
with different people. That's what I did as well. I think I'm sure many of us did that. Like during
Mm,
COVID, we started interacting more with the relatives, friends through
mm,
WhatsApp or
mm,
whatever. Right.
That's true. That's true.
That's good to know. So, do you watch cricket there? Because in Australia, cricket is quite popular. You or your husband might be watching cricket in the stadiums.
Yeah, we went some time in stadium, and we have when Indians come here, then especially we like to go and watch.
Okay,
Yes, yes,
that's good to know. Like you said, you did your post graduation in Hindi, right?
yes. That's true. Hindi honors.
Hindi honors. But are you teaching Hindi there? I don't think you are teaching Hindi there.
No, I have done my Bachelor of Education in Australia, so I've been teaching young kids here in Australia.
Sorry, I didn't get it. What are you teaching?
I'm teaching young children. I'm a primary teacher,
Okay, okay, that's
so I'm
wonderful.
teaching all the subjects.
Wow, that's great. That's a huge shift because you did
Mhm.
post graduation in Hindi and then you went to Australia. So they have Bachelor of Education. And then how was the shift from there, from Hindi to English? How was your journey?
I think if you have command on one of your language, even if even it's mother tongue, it's easy and it's all about your mind, your perspective, the way you're looking the things. It depends on that. So English was a language for me since my childhood, and I was learning English even though there was no English surrounding, no background for me. I was really when it comes to speaking, it was big hard for me because at that time there was no English surrounding, no grammar. That time I had no mobile, so no internet, nothing. And even I was thinking when I was doing my bachelor, I was thinking that should I I do my bachelor in English honors or Hindi honors. So I decided to go with Hindi because Hindi is my mother tongue, and even though I was thinking I'm good at English, but I'm not good at speaking, so it will be hard for me because I don't have surrounding. So I was thinking, okay, I will listen to English news and this, and then I thought it won't help me to pass this subject. So I switched to Hindi honors. Yeah,
Wow, that's an amazing journey because you hardly spoke English, though you knew, but you hardly spoke, right? So
yes,
there's a lot of difference in written and spoken English. people can
Yes.
know how to write and all those things read, but when it comes to like speaking, we always struggle. That's how it has been for me as well initially.
Yes.
But how is it like to teach, like, primary? It's a huge responsibility because you said you're a primary
Yes.
teacher. Managing younger children is way more difficult than a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old, right?
You're right. You are the first one who's saying me this. Otherwise, people they say, "Oh, young kids is very hard to manage." It's not really easy. It's very hard job.
it's
And
it's one of the toughest jobs, I would say.
yeah, especially if you are teaching in abroad, some other country, because Australian and other country people they are, they take so much focus on young kids education because they want children from their beginning. They need to have good foundation, and they need to be a lifelong learners. So it's since they cultivate some good habits and manners and all these things, it helps them when they grow up. It helps them to reach to their goals and become good civilization, human beings, and all these, you know, characters which happen to them when they grown up. So
That's interesting. I know for sure because each child is different, especially like the kids in India are different than abroad, right? Their way of upbringing is different because in India they actually like put a lot of restrictions the way we are brought up. But there,
mm-hmm.
I'm sure they are a little hard to manage, I think, right? Okay, I think that's all the questions I have. I think this should be good. Like, thank you so much for again for accepting to take this call. Appreciate it. We'll meet again soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye.